So what do you think the buffer zone is when it comes to the 101 and how much faster you can go over the speed limit of 65 without getting a ticket? Is it 5 miles an hour? Is it 10?
What my standard is?
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious.
Lately I've been driving slower only because of gas mileage, because gas prices are so high. It does make a difference. If you don't think it does, then you're crazy. So stop driving so fast. But my
wife goes 80 on the 101.
Yeah, that's too fast.
And I'm like, and she would hate it if she heard me say this, but she kind of rides people's asses.
Yeah. No,
And
I've ridden with your wife. She's a very
aggressive driver is how I would call it. And
I remember,
and she gets offended when I'm like, hey, and I got my hand on the door handle holding on, and
I know.
I'm like, hey, can we just back up, just slow down a little bit? And she gets offended by that. I'm like, you're making me really uncomfortable. Like, I can't breathe right. Like, I'm having anxiety that you're going to get in a wreck.
If traffic's moving, I think you're okay to take it to, this is pushing it, but 79. 80 is when they'll pop you. But I say, but I will never take it that fast because I don't want to get a ticket, and I believe in the gas mileage thing. So I take it, the fastest I'll take is 74, 9 miles over the speed limit.
I see.
Because once you go to that 10th mile of it, it's a different tier.
I really think
you're bumped into a different category.
Everywhere, no matter where you live, it could be different between here in Santa Maria or here in San Miguel, or like north of, North 101. 46. What is the 46 East? Look, when you're going towards Bakersfield, or 41. I mean, it's 65, right? So my thing is, I think you can go 75. I think if you go over 70, if you go over 10 miles over,
74.
They're now looking to pull you over.
74.
You say 74, I say 75.
And I say set that cruise control at a hard 74 or maybe even 73 to do it, because it's going to make a difference in your ticket.
But you've been in the left lane on the 101 and you're going 74 and people are hauling up on your ass, and you get over and they go,
then you get
and
over.
you're like,
then you get
no,
over.
I love that, because I'm like, they'll get the ticket, and I feel like I can go faster, right? It's almost like a fullback.
Oh, yeah.
That's lead block, like the lead blocker for my tailback or my running back. I'm like, hey, there you go. Go ahead, man. Lead block, buddy.
I think these gas prices going up the way they have lately.
What is going on with that, by the way? Why aren't we hearing more about the gas prices? I mean, all we're hearing about is this stupid Mueller investigation. Mueller investigation. Mueller was Ferris. And we're not hearing anything about why gas is over $4 a gallon.
Democrats are dumb, because you remember in Obama's second midterm, in his second election bid, in which he won. But that's what the Republicans owned in on, was the gas prices. They were like all over, oh man, the reason why you're paying so much money for gas is because we got a Democrat in the White House. And I've not heard a peep from the Democrats about that and gas prices. But I will say this. I was looking at gas prices in other states, and while we're paying $4.09,
whatever, $4 a gallon, over $4.
The average in the state is $4.09 or something ridiculous like that. Here it's a lot more. And I was looking up gas prices in other states on Gas Buddy, and Gas Buddy has a thing where they'll rank it. And Louisiana's the cheapest. You know how much people are paying for gas on average? So that means you can get it cheaper in some places. But what the average
cheapest gas in this country is probably at least still, it's over $2 a gallon.
This is the
I would say it's like $2.95. Like, it's really close to $3 a gallon.
No, in Louisiana it's $2.40 a gallon.
Wow.
And that's average. So that means there are places.
So what are they paying when we're paying like $3 or $2?
State taxes. State taxes. Remember, when everybody voted, which I still don't believe, with good conscience.
We do have the best roads in the country.
And that's the thing. We have the worst roads in the country.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
I'm telling you
we
what.
do.
227, beautiful road.
We are in the bottom.
101, beautiful road.
We are in the bottom 40.
Are we really?
I mean, we're in the bottom 10 of as far as quality of roads in this country. Have you?
Not in San Luis Obispo County.
Have you driven a road in Atascadero or Paso Robles?
Well, I don't come up there.
Yeah.
All that much. I just drove Vineyard. I'm like, damn, this is a good road. But you got to have a good road because there's a lot of turns. And there's no cell service.
Vineyard's not bad, but have you ever been on Creston Road? It's a very highly traveled road. And I'm not talking out by Creston. I'm saying in Paso Robles.
No,
Creston,
from Paso to Creston.
yeah, Paso Robles, the city of Paso Robles. Creston Road within the city limits of Paso Robles.
How did we get on this? We were talking about
Terrible.
speeding.
It's
But
terrible.
you think because the gas prices being high, people are slowing down to
Yeah,
conserve gas?
I think it's the best thing for your car because when you drive slower, it also helps on the wear and tear of other things on your car. The tires, the brakes, all those things.
This could be a poll question. What is the buffer zone on the 101? Is it 5, 10, 15 miles an hour? I'm kind of curious what people think. You can just text in on the 805 text line, 805-543-3693. Call, text.
What's the max that you take it to?
Yeah. And where do you feel comfortable? Like you said, 9
How
over.
far over the speed limit are you comfortable driving?
And we're just talking the 101
Okay.
for this
I'll make it a full question.
example, okay?
Are you guys like the type of guys that drive the Priuses that drive like 60 miles an hour on the freeway, like in the fast lane, blocking all the traffic?
Are you asking me if that's what I do?
Yeah.
No. I drive a big freaking truck, and I hate people that do that. I ride their ass. I ride your ass if you're in the fast lane going 65.
Me too. I can't stand that stuff.
I like to drive my minivan behind a semi truck that is going about 63 miles an hour in the slow lane because then that way I can focus on finding a new podcast. You know, just put the cruise control on. But I do drive slow in the slow lane. I am very cognizant of that because I can't stand it when people
Where you're supposed to drive slow.
drive slow in the fast lane.
Hi, go ahead.
Hey, this is Crow Dog here. Guys, good morning. I want to tell you I love you guys both. I listen to you every morning. You guys rock. Yeah.
Thanks, Crow.
Anyways, with the conversation going like this, gas is like 5-something a gallon, but everyone travels 80 miles an hour on the freeway. It's like if you're not doing 80, you're getting run over. So I don't know what to say.
Well,
what do you think about that?
what I just suggested, you find yourself a nice semi truck. It's traveling in the slow lane, and you set the cruise control to whatever they're doing, and then you could save a lot of money on your gas.
Oh.
I saw something over the weekend that said that if you, for every 10 miles an hour over that you're doing 60, you're losing 25 cents a gallon. So if you're driving 70, say you paid $4.15 for a gallon of gas. If you're driving 70, that $4.15 goes up to $4.40 for a gallon of gas. If you're driving 80, it goes up to $4.65 for a gallon of gas.
This is a good source.
It was the news. I mean, it was like,
Well,
but it was like CBS
wait.
news. It was real news. The thing that cracks me up is the guys that drive the jacked up trucks. They're the fastest drivers on the planet. Like faster than sports car driver, faster than anybody else. And they get in the fast lane and they do 95 and they're pissed off at the world and they want to, everybody's in their way and they're flying down. And I'm like, how much gas? You get like 8 miles to the gallon as it is. like how much are you spending on gas daily? Not even weekly, just daily.
Thanks for the call, Krog Dog. Appreciate it. 805-543-3693. What's up, Jimbo?
So the local they say,
Oh, see, I feel like Jim had some important stuff to say there.
Yeah,
He said
it's too bad.
something about the CHP, and then bam.
Try back, Jim. Hi, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys. How we doing?
Good, Brian.
Hey, well, Jeff mentioned something about the Republicans bashing Obama for the gas price, and that reminded me, the New York Times wrote this big article up at that time explaining how the president has no influence over the gas price, and it was really, really funny how it was like conveniently handed out. So I'm hoping people remember that when it comes time to bash the
I'm not
gas
saying
prices.
I'm not
No,
saying that.
I'm not accusing you
Yeah.
of it, Jeff. I'm not at all. It was just one of those things where it was like went through this. It was really, really good article explaining how the president doesn't really have control over the pump
It's funny we don't hear that
price kind of
story
thing.
now with the liberal media,
Well,
but we
no,
heard it then.
Exactly. Or it's funny how you.
It doesn't matter though. We did hear it then. They wrote it then.
I said we don't hear it now, but we hear it then when there was a
You
Democrat
guys
in
both
office.
understand how politics work. Politicians aren't
only
going to
when
go
it's
by
good.
facts. They're going to go by whatever they think is going to get them elected. They all know that the
Exactly.
president has no say in whatever the gas prices are. But remember old Nudie? Nudie was like, "Oh, I'm going to run for president. Would you vote for me if I get gas under $2 a gallon?" And people were on board with Newt.
Exactly.
People were on board with Newt. They were like,
Exactly.
"Hey, I'll sign up. I'll vote for him if he could do something for me." Just
No,
like you with Bernie Sanders and your student debt.
Gavin was going to figure out this mysterious surcharge we're getting on every gallon, and you haven't heard anything of that.
Oh,
No,
God.
it's all BS. And I know exactly what you're saying. I'm just saying it's just funny how the liberal media doesn't bring that up now with a Republican in office, but they did when there was a Democrat in office. But I know politicians play the same games.
It's facts, and then politicians play it either way to their side. It's just whenever it's convenient.
What do we call that?
Politics.
Fake news.
Not really. That's politics.
Sorry, I got to drop that in whenever I can, Jeff.
But it's not fake news, though. It's politics is all it is. As we as Americans have to know that the president has bigger fish to fry than setting gas prices. And plus, in California, it's really not the fault of the feds. It's the fault of you, the voter, who voted not to repeal the gas tax.
Do you really think most people pay attention to stuff like this?
I
would say no.
I think when gas prices get to where they're at now, I don't think
people care about policy.
They start to pay attention.
People just vote for somebody that they like. It usually has nothing to do with what they actually have done or will do.
But they like to bang the drum of blame when they want you to convince you to vote for who they want to win the office.
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.